Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid is the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years on minimum wage. And in this video I want to explain to you why it is that inequality is good and ought to be encouraged. Well, we hear it all the time in the media, don't we, about how this is unfair, how that's unfair, how inequality exists and inequality should be stamped out, and how iniquitous the world is. And because inequality and unfairness are often put in the same sentence, they are conflated to be the same thing, and they are not. They are two very different things. Unfairness is wrong. Inequality is to be encouraged. Let me put the difference between the two in its simplest form. Let's say that we have two guys doing the same job, but one of the guys works twice as many hours as the other guy. He will therefore get twice as much pay. Now that's inequality, but it's not unfair. He's worked twice as hard and therefore should have twice the reward. If, however, the two guys are doing the same amount of work, but one is making more money per hour than the other guy, and he gets more money at the end of the day, that is unfair because they did not start from the same position. Now, the world we live in is sometimes unfair, but it's always unequal. It's the natural way. It's just the way the world is. And it doesn't exist in human form only, it's in all the animal kingdoms. If we look at all the animal kingdoms, there's a natural hierarchy there. It's the way evolution works. It's not man-made. It doesn't just exist within humankind. It exists in all nature. All humans have different levels of talent, skills and intelligence, and if they have the freedom of choice, it will therefore dictate that it's a natural inequality. But for inequality to exist, we require choices, we require freedom. The choice to work harder, the freedom to work harder, the choice to invest money in rather than spend it. For equality to work, for equality to be enforced upon us, you had to take away freedom of choice. And that's the only way to make it work. To make the world equal, to take choices away and take freedom away. Every day we try to make the world more unequal in our favour. We're all guilty of it. It's natural. When the student goes to a university and chooses this university over that university, they do so in the hope that it will make the world more unequal in their favour when they come out, because they've had a better university education than going to that university. If you've ever gone for a job interview where the pay is higher than the one you have now, or you've tried for some sort of promotion at work, you've done so in order to make the world more unequal in your favour. Inequality and the benefits that come from making the world more unequal in our favour makes us strive more harder and makes us innovate and makes us produce new things, which doesn't help benefit the producer of these things, it benefits everyone. Inequality is perfectly natural. As I said, it doesn't just exist within humankind, it exists across all the animal kingdom. Therefore, to make the world more equal, you have to have an unnatural force placed upon it. And that's where governments and laws come in. Because governments and laws come in to make you do something you wouldn't naturally choose to do. In order to do so, they have to take away your freedoms and bring laws in to make you do it. Now, to make the ownership of wealth more equal, governments impose laws, and they bring laws in to take forcibly from you, you don't do it voluntarily, money in the form of tax. And then they do what they call redistribute it, which is a strange word because it suggests that it was distributed in the first place, when it wasn't. It was bloody well earned. So governments pass laws in order to make people behave the way they want them to behave. They will restrict working hours, they'll bring minimum wages in, all done, they say, because they want to improve the lot of the less well off. But what it actually does is restrict the choices, restrict the freedom of those who want to be different, who want to work more hours, who are willing to take a little more pay in order to get that job that will produce the income that they require to become wealthy. Inequality is good. We should look at getting rid of unfairness wherever it exists in the world. Get rid of unfairness. It is wrong. But inequality and unfairness are not the same thing. Inequality is to be encouraged. Lack of freedom and lack of choices forces everyone down to be average. Well, I don't want to be average. I want to be different. I want to work more hours than the average guy, and therefore I can make more money, which I can then invest to make me wealthier. And that will make me unequal as compared to those who didn't make those choices. But that's not unfair. It's just unequal. And of course, one of the reasons for making these videos is that so anyone who wants to replicate what I do can exactly do that, can make themselves different, can choose freedom and has the choice to do so. So I ask you now to choose freedom, to be different, to make the world more unequal in your favour, for you and your family. Don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.